Welcome to the Bentley Systems training course to learn how to design isolated, continuous, and pile cap foundations in the STAAD Foundation Advanced General mode. Over the next series of videos, we will show you the complete workflow for assigning rigid foundation types to an overall foundation plan, including isolated footings, combined foundations, and pile cap foundations. We will also show you how to review your overall foundation plan for layout and schedules. We will now create a new job for our eccentrically loaded spread footing. We will return to our Geometry tab in the Tab View window, and we will deselect all of the currently selected supports and then select our eccentric footing, footing number 4. I'm going to go back to our Job Setup area and click on the Create a New Job option. Over here in the data input pane, I can enter my job information. I'm just going to call it eccentric footing. It's going to be an isolated footing. I'm going to use US codes and the English unit system. I'm going to assign this job to the selected support. I'm going to select my code, which will be the ACI 31811. And then I'm going to select my load cases and load combinations that I want to include in the design. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the second icon from the left to select all of them. Finally, I'm going to go ahead and click on the Create Job option. Now for this particular project, the reason we're setting up an extra job for this footing is because we do have some site conditions that are limiting the area that this footing can be located in. So we have two main options when you have something like that. If I go to my isolated footing job area and my design parameters, I'm going to go to my footing geometry. Now if I look over in my data input pane, I have two major ways that I can affect the size that this footing is going to be. For the design type, I could use a fixed width or fixed length if there was maybe a property line or an underground utility I was trying to avoid and I could only grow the footing by so much. Or what I could do is I could design this as an eccentrically loaded footing, meaning that I'm going to leave the column where it is, but I'm going to push the footing over to the left, which is exactly what we're going to do for this training. So I'm going to go down here and select Offset X for the X direction, and I'm going to enter that at 12 inches. And then of course after the design I can go ahead and check what the size is, see if I'm still within my constraints, avoiding my underground utility, and then I can refine the design there. Maybe I need to go back and select one of these other options too. Now in the previous exercise, we had set up all of our other design parameters as defaults. So we can see here that all of our minimum, maximum length parameters, as well as any of our concrete and reinforcement or our cover and soil parameters are already set for us because all of those parameters are identical for this job as the previous job that we designed. So that saved us a little bit of time by setting up those as the defaults. Now at this point we're ready to go ahead and perform the design. So I'm going to go down here and click the design to design all of the supports within this particular job. And I can see here that I'm in the eccentric footing job. And this is how you would tab between different jobs by selecting the current job pull down menu. After the footing design is complete, we can see results for our footing number 4. Again, we have a summary table, and we do have, if I resize these windows, some quick links to different areas of this design. And as I scroll down here, I can even verify what that end footing starts to look like. And I can see that the design was successful for both the footing and the pier for this particular footing, and all of the information in the output file is very similar to the kind of output we saw in just your typical concentrically loaded isolated footing. We can again also go to our detail and schedule drawing, and we can see that footing here with all of its reinforcement for the footing and the pier. And again, I can go to the different jobs here by just pulling from the pull down menu here, and then I can even go back and modify or update the other jobs that I've created in this file.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.